Any getting closer with Dennis, you think, or is it going to probably be something you have to manage?
When it comes to injuries, man, I don't really. I don't get involved because being a player, I know my body. Yeah. So, and I respect players. Like, when he steps out there, he wants to be where he wants to be at and ready to go. So when they tell us that he's ready, we expect him to get on the floor and be ready. If that's taking him some time, we totally respect and understand that.
Malik has stepped in nicely in that point guard role, but at the same time, where do you feel like his presence is missed most? I mean, obviously defense is there, but
defensively definitely setting a tone in that second unit, and really he found a scoring role also, like making sure that he's pushing the pace. Organization in that second unit as being a true point guard, that's a little different, but he's been fantastic. Speaking of Dennis,
21 games into the season, probably not where you would envision this team to be at, and there's a lot of things to be critical about, but what have you seen so far that you like from your young players and this team so far?
With the young players is the consistency of effort and growth. The willingness to make mistakes, if that makes sense. Like, you can be reserved and not learn a lot, or you can put it all out there and then go back and figure it out. And I respect that because it's hard to be learning on the stage in certain situations. Watching Max, watching Nique, I thought, Nique had regressed a little bit from his aggressiveness initially. And after talking to him, I thought he was super aggressive, super confident. They're going to get fouls, both of those guys, because the refs got to learn how they play. They have to learn how to be consistent with their aggressiveness. And you get fouls a lot of times when you're a little bit passive, you get hit, then you react. They always get the second guy and you're reaching in. So their ability to be, open enough to try to improve on a night-to-night basis has probably been one of the biggest things for me.
How much of that do you think is just them trying to figure out their role in the early, call it, steps of their career here?
I think for most young players, unless you come in as a quote-unquote superstar, and even then you have to find your way. But for those guys, both of them are great kids. The communication piece is really huge because both of them communicate, especially Max, like you hear his voice, like he is not scared to communicate. And for both of them, it's going to be a process that they have to go through, but their willingness to be aggressive in it is going to fast forward their growth.
With Russ, it felt like pretty early on, he kind of does whatever you need out there, scoring a lot early, rebounding. Now it seems like he's more pass first in that starting unit. How have you seen him be malleable to whatever is going to help this team?
I mean, first of all, as a Hall of Famer, to watch him be malleable, to use your word, is super impressive, because from MVP to now starting here, but coming off the bench as a reserve, he just does whatever you need. And I think it kind of speaks to his career as far as who he's been. You are going to get so many different facets of Russell. He's going to rebound. He's going to defend. He's going to get steals. He's going to get assists. Then he's going to get hot. He's going to do it from three-point line. He's going to drive to the hole. He's going to get fouled and get to the free throw line. He's going to do it with emotion. There are so many different ways that he affects the game. To watch him continuously go out there and find ways to make that happen has been super impressive.
How do you just kind of look at the trip coming up for you guys?
3 games. I mean, they're all winnable, man. With the exception of a couple games where we just got sideways, we've been in games, and we have to learn now how to take those moments that, whether it's shot selection, fouling shooters, whatever it is, and we have to be smart in those moments. So go on the road, and a lot of times you play better on the road just because, it's home, it's holidays, there's a lot of different things going on. But also, I as a player and now as a coach, use that as a time to galvanize. You're going into an arena, it's 20,000 people, and it's about 40 of us. And we lock arms and we come together and we go fight. And that is those moments can be highly impactful for a team, and that's what we're hoping to do out on the road is come together.
I asked you a handful of games ago about pick and roll defense, and you highlighted impacting the basketball.
Yeah.
Last night you guys drew a lot of moving screens. Is that what you're looking for in those moments, and how much of the game did you feel like you were executing what you wanted there?
Well, it's, first of all, like, the most important thing is the basketball. And I think sometimes we get caught up in coverages and all this stuff. Stop the ball, because if I'm not mistaken, the ball goes in the basket and that's how you score. So if you stop the ball, then the ball doesn't score. So that is first and foremost. And if that's being up to the level, stabbing at the ball, guards getting into the ball, not allow them to get into the space that they want to. I mean, defense is about being, sandpapery. It's about, rubbing people the wrong way. It's about not letting people do what they want to do. And a lot of times you have to be up into the ball, which makes people uncomfortable. Bigs got to be pushing people, not letting them get to their spots. One thing I know about scores and pick and rolls and all that stuff in this league is when people get to where they want, they get what they want. And we don't want them to get to where they want.